I'm joined now by Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. You've got a big fight coming up February 17th on Fox against Rogelio Porky Medina. It's in El Paso, and it's important because it is a world title eliminator. You're fighting out of Las Vegas. Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And so, yeah, fighting out of Las Vegas. You've been here about a year and a half now, but your roots are in Tennessee. What was your entrance into boxing?
Yeah, when I was young, and even before me, my father fought, so it's pretty easy for him to just kind of open up that doorway, and even more so just me wanting to be like him, you know. So I started fighting when I was 9, and 25 now, so I've been doing it for a little while and had a good amateur career. Back
when you were 9, reading up on you, you had a conversation with God about asking him for some sort of way to, well, you tell me that story.
Yeah, I just, I needed help out. I needed him to send me something, because where I'm from, a lot of people, they don't become much. And at 9 years old, you know, I started going to the gym and fell in love immediately. And I told my dad I was going to be a world champion one day, and now we're knocking on the door.
How much did he influence your style of boxing? What's his theory on how to approach being a fighter?
For him, it's hit and don't get hit.
So defensive.
Yeah, and have fun doing so. And anybody who's seen me fight, you know, I'm not scared to get hit, but it's not, I don't enjoy it. I don't know anyone who enjoys getting hit. And the name of the game when it comes to boxing is hit and don't get hit.
What prompted your move out here to Las Vegas, and what kind of impact has it had on you?
I just felt like it was time for me to expand myself and my brand and just myself personally. And so I came out to Vegas. I know there's a lot of shows here, a lot of boxing, a lot of media, and a lot more sparring, not a whole lot of sparring in Tennessee.
And for those who don't understand, what does a world title eliminator mean?
It's just an elimination bout to fight for a world title soon. So after this fight, I'll be ranked #2 in the world. And after that, I'll fight once more to become the #1 contender. And then after that, I'll be fighting for the IBF world title. So
the guy that you're fighting, boy, is he experienced. A decade of pro experience. He's 38 and 8, 29, so he's not that old, but boy, he's been in the ring a lot. Have you fought anybody like this with this level of experience?
No. This will be my biggest test to date, biggest fight, biggest platform on Fox, prime time. He's been in there with a lot of, you know, bigger names. He has a lot of experience, but he's also, that's a double-sided coin, because he's also been in a lot of wars, and he's also, you know, he's been touched a lot. So that'll also have an effect on you.
Who has more at stake in this fight, do you think?
I do. I have everything to lose. You know, people think being signed, for me, maybe see me as like the A side, and probably in all my fights I've been considered the A side, but I don't consider myself to ever be an A side fighter, because I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be on this level. I'm not supposed to be here sitting here talking to you. You know, I'm not supposed to be on TV. I'm not supposed to be ranked in the world. I've always been the underdog. I'm not supposed to make it. What I've conquered everything so far. I've stepped over everything thus far, you know, that's been in my way. No matter what's been tossed at me, what's, you know, stood in my way to get from one place to the next, whether that's been inside the ring, outside the ring, and every single time I've walked away with my hand raised. And February 17th, I'm gonna walk away with my hand raised, because for most people, boxing, that's the hardest thing they'll ever do, is box. And boxing for me, it's not the hardest thing I've ever been through, by far.
You feel safest in the ring, because the world can be a cruel place.
Absolutely.
And when you said, I don't know why I'm here, that was a question, or not a question, but a thought that you had at a time when you underwent a tragedy with your daughter. Will you tell me about that?
Yeah. Aaliyah, my daughter, she passed away at 19 months. And she had a tough life, a really hard life. She had anywhere from 150 to 200 seizures every single day for 19 months, every day. A lot of them were called infantile spasms, which she also had brain damage, zero motor skills. She couldn't sit up, she couldn't grab things, or she couldn't, you know, stand on her feet. It was hard, you know, and I'd like to sit here and talk about how hard it was on me, but, you know, I didn't have the short end of the stick.
How do you continue to use her memory to drive you?
All those times I wasn't at the hospital, you know. If I stopped now, all those times were in vain. I would have just been better off in that hospital with her. You know, if I just stopped now, what about those times that I missed?
You are 16-0, 25 years old, and looking to go 17-0, February 17th in El Paso on Fox. Thanks so much for coming in, Caleb.
Thank you for having me.